All right, let's talk about growth. But I don't mean just working harder. I mean working smarter. Today, we're going to lay out a blueprint, a real, structured plan for getting what you actually want out of life. It's all about moving from just, random effort to real, intentional progress. Let's get into it.
So, you're doing all the things, right? You're reading the books, you're listening to the podcasts, setting New Year's resolutions. But does it ever feel like you're just busy? Like you're spinning your wheels but not actually getting anywhere new? Yeah, you are so not alone in this.
And this number, wow, this really puts it all into perspective. According to the Dream Discovery Toolkit, only about 27% of us feel like we're living a life of true purpose. The source actually calls this the dream deficit. And that's a huge gap, right, between the life we have and the one we really deep down want.
So, what gives? It's definitely not because we're not trying. I mean, most of us are trying incredibly hard. The real issue is the lack of a system. We're just kind of throwing all this energy at our goals without a solid plan, which is exactly why our best efforts can feel so frustrating.
And this right here, this is the whole point. The answer is not more hustle. It's about having better architecture for your life. We have to stop just randomly stacking bricks and hoping for the best. We need to start building from a smart, well-designed blueprint. And that's exactly what we're going to sketch out.
Okay, so where do we even start building this thing? Well, every good structure needs a solid foundation. And for our growth blueprint, that foundation is all about deep self-awareness. Before we can build outward, we have to look inward and figure out what we're actually building for. This forces us to ask a really critical question, and you gotta be honest with yourself here. Are your goals coming from the outside in or the inside out? Are you chasing what you think you should want, or are you going after things that are genuinely, authentically you? The difference? Well, it's everything.
Now, the second part of that foundation is knowing what you're naturally good at. And check this out. The numbers here are just staggering. The Strength Analysis Toolkit found that people who use their strengths every day aren't just a little more engaged at work. They are 6 times more engaged. That is a massive advantage.
So what do we mean by strengths? Well, they're not all the same. The toolkit kind of breaks them down into 4 main buckets. Are you a thinker who's great with strategy? A relator who's all about empathy and connecting with people? An executor who just gets stuff done? Or an influencer who can motivate and persuade? Knowing your natural profile is a total game changer.
Okay, foundation is poured. We've looked inward, we've figured out our desires and our strengths. Now it's time to look outward. We need to actually map the world around us and understand all the external forces that are shaping who we are every single day. You've probably heard some version of this before, but it is so true. This is the big idea from the Centers of Influence Toolkit. Your mindset, your standards, your ambition, they are, in so many ways you don't even notice, a direct reflection of your inner circle. And this is where you have to be intentional. Use a simple matrix like this one to do a quick audit of your circle. Who in your life is growth promoting? You know, the people who lift you up and challenge you. And who might be growth limiting? The ones who drain your energy. The amount of time you spend with each group, well, it can be pretty eye-opening. All right, so we've looked in, we've looked out, now it's time to look forward. But here's the trap that so many of us fall into. There are a million things we could be working on. We have to be smart about this, because our time and energy are finite. We've got to choose our targets with almost surgical precision. This is the question that just freezes us, right? The self-improvement to-do list is a mile long. Learn a new language, get a certification, finally clean out the garage. It's just completely overwhelming. But there's a tool for that.
And boom, here is the solution. This is from the Improvement Priority Toolkit, and it is brilliant. You just plot every potential goal based on how much impact it'll have versus how much effort it'll take. You start with the quick wins, high impact, low effort, to get some momentum. You plan for the major projects, and most importantly, you identify and avoid the time wasters. This little grid is an absolute lifesaver for cutting through the noise.
Okay, this is it, the home stretch. This is where we take everything we figured out, what we want, what we're good at, who's around us, and what to focus on, and we finally assemble it all into a real, actionable plan. This is the blueprint itself.
To make sure our plan is really solid, we can use something like the KASH framework. Because real, lasting growth isn't just about what you know, that's K-knowledge, or what you can do, that's skills. It's also about your mindset, your attitudes, and what you do every day, your habits. A plan that hits all 4 of these is a plan that's actually going to stick. So how do we put it all together? This roadmap makes it super simple.
First, you get crystal clear on the dream. Then you break that big dream down into a few major milestones. But, and this is the absolute secret sauce right here, you only make a detailed plan for the very first milestone. That's it. This stops you from getting overwhelmed and gets you moving right away.
And that's the whole idea, isn't it? At the end of the day, building a blueprint isn't about giving yourself more work. It's about making the work you're already doing actually count for something. It's the difference between scattered, random effort and focused progress that leads to truly remarkable results.
So your growth doesn't have to be some kind of accident or a mystery. It can be engineered. You can build it, deliberately. The only question left is, what will you build? What's that very first, high-impact brick you're going to lay down for your future starting today?